Joining us on our webinar today, ASN and the PTI meeting retailer requirements. My name is Todd Baggett. I'm the CEO of Redline Solutions, and joining me today is Carol Golsch, our Director of Product Management. The retailers who have adopted PTI at this point include Walmart, Publix, Stater Brothers, and the Del Hayes America companies, including Food Lion. In 2014, Whole Foods Market also came online. The definition of EDI, which is electronic data interchange, is simply the computer-to-computer exchange of business transactions in an industry standard format. There are multiple business transactions that have been using EDI, including purchase orders, invoices, advanced ship notices, or ASN, and others. If you look at how this works, you take the PO data, the bill of lading data, and the invoice data, and that really comprises what you need for the ASN. This data is then formatted into an 856, which is the transaction ID, and then sent either directly or through a value-add network to the buyer's computer. At that point, the ASN is then formatted again and put into the buyer's system. If we look at the ASN, which is the primary transaction we need to do in the produce industry, it has multiple levels. So we have the shipment information, the order information, the pallet information, and the case information. So how does the ASN actually help the retailer? It really gives them the advance notice of what was shipped and when it was shipped, and it allows them to plan for overages or shortages, understand where they're going to allocate that incoming product, and make sure that they've allocated for the staffing needs for those receipts. The primary benefit they get is it speeds up their receiving process. They're able to scan the SSCC, or Serialized Shipping Container Code number, which is a barcode that's on the pallet. That allows them to view the data that came in via the ASN to see the pallet contents, and they can quickly either accept or, if there's a problem, note the exception in the receipt. This allows them to reduce the data entry and provides an electronic confirmation of the items that were received. So how does the ASN help you? Well, first and foremost, it allows you to meet your retailer requirements and allows you keeping those existing customers and expand your market by adding new customers. Ultimately, it saves you the time of manually entering all that data into a vendor portal. If we look at Whole Foods, which is our latest company to add the PTI with the twist of the ASN requirement, they basically said that they're putting together a new supplier participation program that began on September 1st of 2014. The goal of this rating system is to provide deeper transparency to the whole food market shoppers on the growing labor and traceability practices of their produce suppliers. Whole Foods launched a website for their suppliers which stores their G10 traceability master data and receives the advanced ship notice information. The PTI case label information for Whole Foods began on September 1st is when they started requiring it, although they have stated they will work with suppliers who are showing good faith effort to meet the requirements and giving them additional time where needed to implement. With that, I'd like to go ahead and introduce Carol Golsch, and Carol is going to walk us through the requirements on the Whole Foods side.
Right, so one of the key things that Whole Foods has asked is that information be transmitted via this ASN, which is the EDI 856 transaction that Todd has been explaining to us. And there's various different ways that they've set up in order to enable their vendors to be able to achieve this, because for a lot of people it is a little daunting to get into the whole EDI technology. So one of the first ways that they've allowed this is to let you manually enter or upload information by spreadsheet to their portal. And certainly if you have a small number of products and a minimal number of transactions, minimal entry may work very well for you. You can manually enter information for every shipment, or you can upload an Excel or CSV file that contains information from multiple POs or multiple lot numbers. They've also set up, though, a more programmatic method that makes software people happy, and this is the Web Services or API, Application Programming Interface method. And the Redline solution transporter uses these web APIs, and these work in conjunction with Redline's product PTI Lite. We chose to support this method because we think that it's better for companies of many sizes, but very specifically companies that are smaller. It eliminates the burden of learning about EDI. It eliminates the fussing with how to set up an EDI transaction. And we think that it's important that it be simple to set up and easy to use. And again, that's the goal that we've strived for. So how does it work? It works hand in hand with PTI Lite. So if you're using our product PTI Lite, the information that you are developing there with your case labels and your hybrid pallet tags and your serialized shipping container codes are all available and used by a transporter to transmit the ASN information to Whole Foods. That said, you must be creating hybrid pallet tags in PTI Lite so that those SSCC numbers are created. And you also have the option to use transporter to either manually or automatically. So whichever method works better for you, we've made available within the application. So let's take a quick look at how to set this up. It's pretty simple. Of course, you must have an account with Whole Foods online portal, and your Whole Foods contacts should be able to provide you information on setting that up, but Redline also has information to help you. You also must have a global location number, which you can get from the folks at GS1. Once you have those, you enter your credentials, and you'll see in the middle of the screen a nice little button labeled Test and Save. And you press that, and if your credentials are validated by the Whole Foods website, you'll get a lovely green check mark and the message, Valid Credentials. That means you're ready to go. You can set up your choices for manual or automatic transmission, and you can see here that in this case we have an automatic transmission set up for uploading your product data. In this example, you'll see on the right-hand side of the screenshot under transmission log, we've actually uploaded 978 products, and it goes as smoothly as that. Imagine if you had to manually enter 978 products. I don't think anybody's got time in their day in the fresh produce industry to do that. This does it automatically, and we'll keep it updated at any time your PTI Lite data is changed. Once that's done, you're ready to transport your ASNs. You can see here that I've selected a customer on the left-hand side. That automatically loads the GLN for that particular Whole Foods location. And from the drop-down list, I've selected a sales order number. If I've chosen to do manual transmission, having selected these two things, I simply press the Transmit ASN button, and you'll see now that the screen is going to update, and the successful shipping transmission is listed at the top of the transmission log panel. And down at the bottom, there's that lovely green bar, Transmission Complete, which indicates a successful transmission. Basically, it's as simple as that, and it's equally simple to get started with Transporter. Just contact your Redline sales representative. One of the key things to know about it is that there's limited overhead here, unlike many EDI solutions that charge you monthly fees and or transaction fees or have transmission limits. With Redline, there are none such. You simply license your software in the same manner you did your PTI Lite. You need to then, of course, make sure to set up your account with Whole Foods, and we can provide you information and support for doing that. You need no extra equipment beyond what you already have for PTI Lite, and you can be up and running the next day.
Very good. Well, thank you, Carol. And with that, that concludes our webinar for today. Thank you for joining us.